What's up, GlowTalk Nation? Get ready, because we've got a whirlwind of news hitting you fast. First up, Prince Harry just landed in Kyiv, bringing hope and support for wounded soldiers with the Invictus Games Foundation. This is a huge moment, showing solidarity and offering tangible help to those who have served. Then, get this, Ukraine is aiming to host the Invictus Games themselves. Imagine the power of that event on home soil, a symbol of resilience and a beacon for veterans worldwide. We'll break down what this ambitious goal means. We'll also dive into the emotional impact of Prince Harry's visit, hearing first-hand accounts of the powerful connections made with veterans and their families. It's a story of compassion and shared humanity that's truly touching. And finally, we're exploring how the Invictus Games Foundation is expanding its reach to support even more veterans across Ukraine, tackling the challenges of decentralization to bring rehabilitation closer to home. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Prince Harry's powerful mission in Ukraine. Prince Harry of Britain has made a significant visit to Kyiv, bringing the spirit of the Invictus Games Foundation directly to the heart of Ukraine's ongoing recovery efforts. Arriving with members of his foundation, Harry's primary goal was to present initiatives specifically designed to aid in the rehabilitation of wounded soldiers. This isn't just a symbolic gesture. It's a direct engagement with those affected by the conflict, offering practical support through sports rehabilitation programs. His visit also included a poignant stop at the site of a Russian strike, a stark reminder of the war's devastating impact, where he was met with gratitude from local officials like Timur Tikashenko, who emphasized the universal language of pain and the importance of such compassionate outreach. This marks Harry's second visit to Ukraine this year, underscoring his sustained commitment. The Invictus Games Foundation, born from Harry's own decade of service in the British Army, is dedicated to using international adaptive sports competitions to aid the recovery of military personnel wounded in action. His journey to Kyiv was personally sanctioned by Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko and Olga Rudneva, head of the Superhumans Rehabilitation Center, and involved meetings with Veterans Affairs Minister Natalia Kalmykova, further solidifying the collaborative effort. The Duke also paid his respects at Maidan Square, laying a wreath in a solemn ceremony. Speaking to The Guardian, Harry expressed a deep-seated desire to contribute to the recovery process, stating, "We cannot stop the war, but what we can do is do everything we can to help the recovery process." He confirmed he had secured necessary permissions from the British government and his wife, Meghan, before embarking on this trip, which concluded his 4-day visit to Britain from his home in California. This visit highlights a continued effort to bridge divides, even as his personal relationships within the royal family remain complex. Public reaction has been overwhelmingly positive, with Ukrainian officials and veterans expressing deep appreciation for Prince Harry's visible support and commitment to their rehabilitation. The Invictus Games Foundation's involvement is seen as a crucial element in providing hope and tangible recovery pathways for those injured in the conflict. Stay tuned as we uncover the incredible aspirations Ukraine now holds thanks to this royal visit. Get ready for a story that will inspire. Ukraine wants to host the Invictus Games. Ukraine's bold Invictus Games ambition. Following the impactful visit of Prince Harry, the founder of the Invictus Games Foundation, Ukraine has officially declared its ambition to one day host the prestigious international sporting event. This announcement signifies a powerful statement of resilience and a forward-looking vision for the nation's recovery and integration into the global community. While Ukraine has been unable to host major international competitions since the full-scale Russian invasion in 2022, the desire to attract such events post-war is a key part of their national strategy. The Invictus Games, a cornerstone event for wounded veterans and military personnel, has been held annually since 2014, offering a platform for healing, competition, and camaraderie. Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko confirmed the nation's aspiration after meeting with Prince Harry in Kyiv, stating, "Now our dream is for the Invictus Games to come to Ukraine. We have the means to do this." Ukraine has been a consistent participant in the Games since 2017, fielding its largest team of 35 athletes in Vancouver in February, and has now set its sights on potentially hosting in 2029. Despite the government not disclosing exact figures for wounded soldiers, independent estimates place the number in the tens of thousands, highlighting the critical need for robust rehabilitation and support systems like those championed by the Invictus Games. The announcement has generated significant excitement among veterans and supporters of the Games, viewing it as a symbol of national pride and a powerful motivator for continued recovery efforts. The prospect of hosting is seen as a vital step in showcasing Ukraine's strength and spirit to the world. But the impact of Harry's visit goes beyond national aspirations. It's deeply personal. Discover the profound emotional connections forged during his time on the ground. Prince Harry's deeply emotional connection in Ukraine. Prince Harry's recent visit to Kyiv has been described as a profoundly emotional experience, not just for the Duke of Sussex himself, but for the Ukrainian veterans and families he met. Invited personally by Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko and Olga Rudneva, CEO of the Superhuman Center, Harry engaged directly with the nation's heroes. During his time in the capital, he met with Ukraine's Minister for Veterans Affairs, Natalia Kalmykova, to explore how the Invictus Games Foundation can enhance support for those wounded, injured, or sick. His visit also included a deeply moving ceremony at Maidan Square, where he laid a wreath to honor the fallen victims of the war. This was his second visit to the country this year, but his first to the capital, following an earlier trip to Lviv in April. The experience appeared to leave a lasting impression, with Harry describing the scene at the memorial as the most insanely sad yet beautiful thing. Josh Boggy, the international community manager for the Invictus Games Foundation, who accompanied Harry, shared intimate details of the visit. He recounted witnessing a lot of emotion as Harry embraced veterans and their families, noting that the Duke was in his absolute element. Boggy emphasized that Harry was adored not only by Ukrainians, but by the entire Invictus community worldwide. A particularly poignant moment involved Harry comforting the mother of a former Invictus Games captain who had lost his life in the conflict, offering a hug that conveyed immense empathy. Boggy's key takeaway was seeing the smiles on the faces of individuals who had endured immense hardship, highlighting the transformative power of Harry's presence and the Invictus Games Foundation's ongoing support for their recovery journeys. The interactions have resonated deeply, with many veterans and their families sharing how Prince Harry's personal engagement provided a significant morale boost and reinforced their sense of being valued and supported. The visible emotion and genuine connection have been widely praised. But the support doesn't stop at emotional connections. It's about practical, widespread help. Find out how the Invictus Games Foundation is broadening its impact across Ukraine. Expanding Invictus support across Ukraine. Prince Harry's recent visit to Ukraine wasn't just about showing solidarity. It was a strategic step to bolster the Invictus Games Foundation's efforts in providing essential support to injured veterans across the nation. The foundation is actively working to improve sports rehabilitation facilities for those living with life-changing injuries sustained during the war. A key focus of this initiative is the decentralization of sports recovery activities. As highlighted by former Army Captain David Weissman, a member of the Invictus Games Foundation, current resources are heavily concentrated in major cities like Lviv and Kyiv, creating significant barriers for veterans living in more remote areas of Ukraine's vast landscape. The foundation aims to overcome these logistical challenges, bringing high-quality sports recovery programs closer to where veterans live. This expansion is critical given the substantial veteran population. Ukraine is home to approximately 1.3 million veterans, a number projected to rise to 1.5 million, with an estimated 10% living with disabilities resulting from their service. The Ukrainian government is collaborating with the Invictus Games Foundation to enhance the national sports rehabilitation program and provide greater support for those injured in the line of duty. Weissman, who himself is a veteran whose military career was ended by a serious injury, shared how sport was integral to his own recovery and the profound impact of participating in the Invictus Games. He stressed that the foundation's work extends far beyond the games themselves, with year-round programming impacting lives across its 25 member nations. Veteran Vasil Tamulais echoed this sentiment, noting that being selected for the Invictus Games serves as a powerful unifier and motivator for participants. The initiative to decentralize recovery support is being hailed as a vital step forward, promising to reach a much larger number of veterans who may have previously been unable to access essential rehabilitation services due to geographical limitations. That's a wrap on our top stories today. But before you go, let's do a quick recap of everything we've covered. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. Prince Harry made a powerful visit to Ukraine, supporting wounded soldiers with the Invictus Games Foundation. Ukraine is now dreaming big, aiming to host the Invictus Games themselves. We explored the deeply emotional connections Prince Harry forged during his visit and saw how the Invictus Games Foundation is expanding its crucial support network across Ukraine. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to GlowTalk for more amazing updates, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Follow us on all our socials too. Let's keep the conversation going. What did you think of today's news? Let us know in the comments below.